we request you to stand up and start this Silver Jubilee Inter-Unit Final QC Competition of Pune with a silent prayer. Thank you. Happy morning once again. This is Bart, alumni NTTF 84-88 batch, presently heading the Vellore unit. Okay, on behalf of NTTF and the Alumni Association Pune, we are welcoming you all for this glorious Silver Jubilee QC competition finals being celebrated at Pune. A big welcome, Vandanam, Swagatam, Vanakkam and Namaskar from all of us here from NTTF family. Today, myself and Mr. Satish Joshi are going to take you through this event and we will be through this journey for the day. I call upon Satish to introduce himself.
Yeah, good morning everyone. Satish Joshi. I am alumni of 99 batch Dharwad and currently heading the Jamshedpur unit. So on behalf of NTTF family, I welcome you all. And we are going to start initially with the QC formalities and then we are going to start with competitions. Thank you.
Satish, you have to stay here. So today now you have to go through the agenda for the day so that we tell our audience what we are going to do.
Yeah, good morning. The sequence will be, we will be starting with the initial briefing of the QCFI guidelines for the competition. We have among us jury members with us here now. And then we will be taking out the lots for the sequence of the presentations. That's the initial formality. Then the formal inauguration will start at 10 o'clock with the lighting of lamp. And further then we will be starting somewhere around 10:30. We will be starting with the presentations part, the first team presentation. Then starting with the video presentation. Then we have a panel discussion on tool and die making and its scope and improvements. Then we'll have further there's a tea break. Post tea break we'll have two presentations, presentation 2 and presentation 3. And at around 12:45 we have displayed, we had conducted a creativity Olympiad, which is one of the regular event in NTTF last from 5 years. So these are the prize winners from the national level creativity Olympiad which NTTF conducted. And the winners are presenting their models in the lobby when you enter the session on the left side. So that display is there. So I think in all your folders there is a voting sheet given in the folder. So you can assess them as per the criteria given there, and we would like to take your feedbacks on those particular 3 projects. Along with that, we have displayed some of the 3D manufactured components also. Post after the Olympiad, there is a display of models. We have lunch session, and post lunch session, we have one more panel discussion on mechatronics. And after the panel discussion, we will be having the 4th presentation. And at around evening, after 3 o'clock, we will be starting with the closing sessions. We have a 5th team, girls team for a demonstration. And then we will be having the feedback from the jury members about their experience during this competition. And after that, we will be announcing the results and the award ceremony. So this is the whole event. We are packed up till 6:15 and we will be closing by 6:20. Thank you. 16. 4:20. Yeah, thank you.
They say, the harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. So here the trainees are here for a competition, and to determine the victorious, we have an eminent panel of 3 judges, Sri Prashant B. Mathe, Sri Prakash B. Yati, and Sri Subhash S. Araksa. We welcome you, sir.
clap. 1, 2, 3.
We will have a short glimpse on the illuminating profiles. Mr. Prashant V. Marathe is a dynamic techno-commercial professional with a total of 28 years of extensive experience. His experience spans across quality assurance, business excellence, manufacturing excellence, Lean Six Sigma, operations, process improvement, and product development in automotive industry. His stints also include in companies like Tata Automotive Composite System and Mahindra & Mahindra. Next, we have Mr. Prakash B. Yati. He is once again a techno-commercial professional with around 35 years of experience in production, marketing, and in a few core areas like SMED, OKOK, and operational excellence. The last 5 years, he has been implementing Kaizen pan-India and conducted workshops and many seminars on quality circle, Kaizen culture, Toyota production system, SMED, OKOK, and office Kaizen. And last but not the least, we are happy to have our alumni here, Mr. Subhash S. Sali. Mr. Subhash, a Dharwad batch NTTF rank holder, is a veteran in injection mold design and more than 42 years of professional experience. He is leading mold design team in Philips, Pune, and general manager tool design and tool room at GIC Pune. Presently, an active visiting technical consultant to a couple of companies in and around Pune. He has done several presentations on design manufacturing of molds in Plaster Exhibition Pune, automation using NX Unigraphics at Siemens India Conference, Bajaj training, and NTTF technical seminars. We welcome you all once again, sir. So, with the introduction of the judges and the jury panel, now we have to tell our young competitors here on the rules and regulations of this competition. So we call upon Mr. Abhinandan.
Very good morning to all of you. I think all the participants are very eager to present their showcase and skills and what they have done. First of all, congratulations to all of you for qualifying your zonal competitions and coming over here. So, wish you all the best. First of all, wish you all the best to all the participants. I will just read out rules and regulations for this competition. Maximum number of participants in a team should not exceed 5. Each team is permitted 15 minutes for presentation, which will be followed by 5 minutes of question and answer. So total there will be 20 minutes, out of which 15 minutes will be your presentation. At the end of the 12th minute, warning bell will be run, and the final bell will be at the end of 15th minute. Extra time taken will be noted, and it will be considered for your marks. A maximum of 5 minutes will be given for the next team to the change for the sake of setting the stage. Questions from the judges will be directed to the entire team, and only the specified person has to answer the question. Only the judges are permitted to ask the question. Evaluation of the presentation will be done by the panel of independent judges, and the decision of the judges will be final. Evaluation will be done out of 100 marks. So out of 100 marks, 20 marks are given for evaluation before presentation. That includes scrutiny of your QCC files, selection of topic and its relevance, and record of meeting held and procedure followed. Then next 20 marks. When the presentation will be started, It will start with the 20 marks, basically for communication skill and presentation techniques and use of audio-visual aids. Then 25 marks will be given for use of QC tools, 5 marks for time management and 10 marks for implementation. For knowledge evaluation means question and answer session, there will be 20 marks. So this is the bifurcation of 100 marks, and total marks will be given out of 100 marks. So thank you very much and wish you all the best again.
The participants that the decision of the judges are the final decision. Okay. So with that, now we move to the next part of our celebrations. This is the reading of the QC report, which will be done by Mr. Satish. He will just tell you how the funneling down process happened and where we started and where we are now.
Thank you, sir. Just as we are already having that on the screen, this is the 25th year of inter-unit quality cycle competitions which we are conducting at NTTF since from 1994. And the journey started in 1994. And some of the facts are there which I would like to share among you all, that NTTF was the first organization to bring in quality control circles as a learning concepts, as an add-on techniques to be given to the NTTF trainees, so that they are experts, other than their skill, also they are experts in their problem-solving skills, innovative skills. So the process at NTTF, what we follow is each center, initially when the trainees enter into first years, the quality circle as a concept is introduced to the trainees with a proper training program, that is conduction of classes, introduction of the QC tools to them, doing out some workshops to use the tools in a proper manner, and once they are there, then there is a process of competitions within their sections. Further, the best in the section goes and represent in the department level. Further, inter-departmental competitions are held at the centers, and out of the best one is representing that particular individual centers. So likewise, it happens across all our NTTF centers in India. As of now, you are aware that we are spread across from northeast, east, west, north, south. And accordingly, NTTF has divided into the 4 zones. We have 4 zones active as of now: north zone, south zone, east and west zones. And separately, zonal-wise competitions are conducted, wherein we have grouped particular centers located in those regions as in that particular zone, and they compete within the zone. And the best of that zone comes to the unit level competitions, which what we are seeing today. They are representing individual zones from north, east, west, south. So just roughly, zone 1 is your northern zone, eastern zone. That is coming under RNTC, there's Jamshedpur Center, Gopalpur, Odisha, then Barmaman is Jamshedpur, and Ganavar. They come under one zone. Electronic City, Dharwad and Murbad comes in the other zone. Talishari, Coimbatore, School of Post Graduation, and INTC, that comes under the third zone. Kumbakonam Center, Bangalore Center, Tuticorin Center, the SNTC and Vellore Center come in the fourth zone. So these competitions were held on 18th of May at different zones on the same date. And the winners of those winners of the zones are attending the final unit level competitions. So from the zone 1, RNTC Team Pride is representing the zone 1 here now in the unit level competitions. Talishari Enigma, Team Enigma is presenting here. And from MNTC, Achievers from the third zone, and Vellore Extrema. These are the 4 teams participating today out of the whole process. And we are very much happy that we are conducting in a place like Pune, where we have one of the strongest and largest alumni association present here. And in association with the Alumni Association of Pune and NTTF, we are organizing this event today. Thank you.
Thanks, Satish, for the wonderful report you have presented. Next, the competition starts now with the drawing of lots. Abhinandan, I request your presence, and also the lots in favor of the 4 teams. Leaders can come. So, It's a real Virat Kohli moment now. Choosing to bat or bowl. I will leave to Mr. Satish to present you with the sequence of the competition.
Yeah, today's unit 25th internet QCC competitions, the following sequence will be followed. The first presentation will be done by Talichari Training Center. Please stand up, yeah. Second presentation will be done by RNTC, this is NTTF Data Jamshedpur. Third will be from Vellore Training Center. And the fourth presentation will be from MNTC Morbad Center. So we will be following the sequence as per the schedule. Sir, please continue.
So with the preparations, basic preparations over, we'll go to the mainstream agenda. It's in fact a very memorable, a very scintillating moment now here. We have passed 25 years of QC celebrations and we are here for the Silver Jubilee celebrations, and we are happy to announce amongst us we have Chairman Alumni Association Pune Chapter Mr. Samir Kulkarni, Mr. Sunil Krish as our guest of honor, and of course Sri Ravi Chidambar as our chief guest today. We welcome you, sir.
So I request Christopher sir to escort the guest to the dais. Please, sir. So to formally begin, and as a tradition, we want to start to this 25th Silver Jubilee celebrations by lighting the lamp. So I request all the dignitaries to please gather to get lighting the lamp. Volunteers, please guide.
Yeah. Sadeep. Umbrella Purota.
Thank you, sir. Please take your seats. We have among us the Vice Chairman of NTTF Alumni Association, Mr. George PG. Mr. George PG is an alumni of 78-82 batch. He was a gold medalist in the 82 batch. Currently, he is the managing director of Matrix and Ecoline Group. Matrix Ecoline is employing around 180 employees and it is located in Pune. And he is also a vice chairman of NTTF Association Pune chapter. So I request George PG sir to please welcome the gathering. Yeah.
Clap, 1, 2, 3.
Good morning. Now we are formally starting our function. All these were rules and regulations and everything is over actually, and now it is the real circle. On behalf of NTTF and NTTF Alumni Association Pune chapter, I stand in front of you to welcome this August gathering. 3 months ago, our director, Mr. Christopher Scratch, suggested to our alumni, 25 years we are doing this QC circle activity, quality circle activity in NTTF, but always this is conducted every year in Bangalore as the base. He wanted this year to move out of Bangalore and come to an industrial city. We, Executive Committee of Pune Alumni Chapter, thought that this is the best occasion to showcase NTTF to the industry in Pune, and that is the reason you all are here today. Now, we in NTTF Alumni Association very well know, who is working here in Pune, that if India has to progress, tooling, accuracy and development lead time along with automation, unless these 3 things have done, we will not be able to compete with China, Taiwan or Korea or whatever it is. So with this intention, we thought we will bring NTTF from Bangalore to Pune to showcase to our industrial friends in Pune. So the first reason is, you who are participating in this event is going to witness a international level presentation. These 3 teams, the team which is winning 2018, the previous teams won in Singapore, and this year, last year who have done same function in Bangalore, is going this year to Tokyo for the final competition. And we all have to encourage the winner of this team, and we should ensure that they also will go to Beijing or Korea and win the gold medal and come back to this thing. That is the main intention. Then, second intention is, by seeing this, we all think that old people think that we are doing the best thing in the country and best thing in the world, and that's the thing. But we are nowhere near to the international level. Whereas these youngsters, when they are present, actually, you will see that actually how energetic and how this thing, and that will be a huge learning experience for you all. So this is the second chance. Thirdly, we want to listen to eminent personalities like Sunil Saab, Ravi Chidambar Saab, and now Yoko-san is coming in the evening, and Gopte-san is coming in the evening. They are all going to give you a very good advice what you should do as a tooling engine. Everybody's pain is same. All these top executive pain is the same. They want new product. New product has to come with the shortest time and with the best quality and compete with China. This is the only sentence they give as a bottom rule. So how it will come? All of a sudden it will not come. So we can be a small part, and let us all come together, and 200 people we invited, and I'll tell you, by yesterday evening 220 got registered. That's it. Now I come back to my original thing. This I feel actually we can and we will beat China, and we will beat Taiwan, we will beat Korea. into this tooling industry. If we all come together as an entity of people, we pioneer institution, 70 years background we are having, we all put together the best foot forward and we will be able to beat them actually. No need of this top executive should not go to China. They should come to India only, and next door we should be there. Okay. Now the welcoming, formal welcome to us. Sir, chief guest, all Chidambar sir, we know that you are extremely busy, but you took out time when you heard that the quality circle is the activity, you came, readily agreed. We really thank you for coming to this gathering and we welcome you, sir.
Side in.
Now our guest of honor, Mr. Sunil Chris. Sunil Chris is Stanley Black & Decker is the global leader Fortune 500 company, and he's in that company for so many years, and he has changed the face of Pune, Stanley Black & Decker. If you go and see the company 10 years ago and today, he got a very able team and he is going to give you guidance actually what you should do with the thing. Sunil Chris sir, we warmly welcome you to this function actually, sir.
Yes, let's go.
Then next, I should welcome Venugopal sir. Venugopal sir readily agreed and he has come all the way from Bangalore, and I welcome you, sir, actually.
Yes, let's go.
Now I welcome our NTTF director, Mr. Christopher Jas, who is the energy of training here. He is taking all advice from our chairman and managing director and Venugopal sir, and taking the NTTF to the new methods, not to the 70-year-old method. What is required today, that he is trying, and he is having an actual task, and let us all welcome him to Pune and welcome, sir.
Yes, let's go.
Now it is because the functions has to go, quality means precision. Precision means that it has to follow the timing. So every presentation will be less. And I welcome the 3 judges who has come all the way, taking the time off and coming here actually. Sir, we are warmly welcome you.
Yes, let's go.
And I welcome the staff members, Mr. Salatil sir, who is the mentor of our Alumni Association Pune chapter, and all the Alumni chapter members, and our chairman at Alumni Association, Samir Kulkarni, is here actually. He was sick actually, so he is here, and we welcome him on the
Yes, let's go.
And there is press and other people are covering this event. We welcome them also, and the hotel and our related people who have given all the support to us. We are welcoming, and the function will come. But the spirit will be, our team should go and win in Tokyo Bolo and Beijing Bolo and Korea, wherever it is. They should win gold medal. Like 2018 we won in Singapore. This year we are going to fight in Tokyo, and next year this team is going to go most probably to Seoul or Beijing. There they should win. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Josh sir. I think it's a right kind of motivation, but I'd like to share one more information with all the alumni here and the association here. ICQC, that's the International Quality Convention, NTTF is participating from 2006 onwards. 6 was the first competition we went to Indonesia, and we have started a journey from there, and very proudly we say that till date almost 90% of the competitions we have got the gold medal. Starting from Japan, Beijing, it was Kuala Lumpur or Bangkok, and the tradition is still continued, and more than 10 years we are regularly going for international conventions. Before that we participate in the local QCFI, CCQCs and NCQC, the protocol we follow, and after qualifying as a par excellence into the national level, we go into the international level conventions, and every year whichever center team has represented at the international conventions, we have got gold medal for the NTTF. So we assure you, sir, that this journey will continue and will come up very strongly on that. And thanks for your support. And now I request we have now Professor the senior alumni, as an sir. So just share a few words with the gathering. So please.
NTTF class, go.
Good morning. I'm very happy today to be part of this grand event. See, just 2 minutes I would like to trace back how we started the Alumni Association in Pune. Almost 4 years back, we had a small meeting in one of the hotels that we should start the alumni movement. And then we took off from there. We formed a small governing body to look into it. Then later on we had some course correction from our main alumni association in Bangalore. We discussed in Apex committee, and then we decided that autonomy should be given to the associations. That's how the Alumni Association, NTTF Alumni Association Pune chapter was established. It has got its own bylaws, and affiliation to parent body is still there. You must have seen, you can see the emblem there, NTTF Alumni Association Pune chapter. That is the emblem of NTTF Alumni Association. That's how, and it has become it's a proud privilege for me to announce. I have already mentioned this earlier. This is the largest alumni association, not only in India, in the whole world. And I request the members to keep it up, enroll more and more members, and then long live NTTF. All the best for the participants. I don't want to take too much of time. Thank you very much for this.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Venugopal sir, to please address the gathering.
NTTF class, go.
Yeah, very good morning to all of you. Sunil ji, JB ji, Samir, Mr. Christopher, senior alumni like Mr. Cherian here, Knights are from Cherry Center, and many, and all our alumni, most of you. And I was privileged for last, I would say, 38 years and associated with NTTF, present alumni advisor. And I'm seeing many of our students who got trained in NTTF, they are there, and the well-wishers and greetings where we exchange. It gives a thrill and I would some sort of a vibration to our body. Thank you very much. Thank you for the youngsters for getting prepared for this function here and have a show off here. 60 years of legacy of NTTF, maybe starting from Mr. Salatil in Delhi Cherry Center and the present status of the youngsters who are final year students or pre-final students of different centers. What is the legacy? I did not tell it, but NTTF all through do things differently. And that different level of activities I did not tell it because we have got a 15 minutes presentation on NTTF. Very clear, our purpose still remain, train youth for employable skills. And that skill word we are now known it, and it's continued to be the slogan of NTTF, employable skills. That's why the very slogan of NTTF, with your own skill, you build your future, yeah. Your own skill, what is that? We are only prompting people to do add masala here, sugar here, there, etc. We are only prompting you. So this we started, and you will wonder, the curriculum which you have updated over the 60 years is not a old tool and die making course. And we have updated our syllabus from time to time. Industry representatives and alumni are the people who prompt us to add this, delete this, add this, and we have done it. Today, we have got the latest stalwarts like, I would say, Christopher, who has added 3D manufacturing, and we have got the latest technology even in IT sphere. We have got IoT as a subject added to, and we are totally changing our syllabus and adding it. Delete whatever is unwanted, this NTTF can do it. Just like that, because we need not have to wait for the government rules and regulations, and we have got our own academic council to advise on this. We have created, because getting faculty for a training center of NTTF out from. So last 18 years, we have selected graduate engineers from the open field, trained them for 12 to 18 months, make them tutor, teacher style, their engineering skill with the skill here, and they are all becoming, we have got even vice principals and senior officers in NTTF. We create our own faculty, either an NTTF alumni should join, otherwise we have to create. So this is another new style what we are doing, we have got. This ISO what we are talking right from 1997, the first institution in India. At that time, 13 centers together at common, I would say, registration. BBQ did it and we are doing it. Today we are having the integrated management system incorporating ISO 9000, 14000, 18000, and all the 17 centers follow IMS system, which has been streamlined and kept and set right. This may be again an exception compared to any other institution in the world. Our discipline, work ethics and all things we need not talk. We are not cruel principals or managers or directors when we remain in the saving center. But then, today in occasion like this, sir, aapne wo kiya tha, na ye kiya tha, na sir, that has created. That was the purpose. We have got a veteran, Mr. Raghurat, who was just unable to reach here today because doctors told him don't go, but you want to go, but they told nothing doing, no, don't go out. So he is sitting there, and I don't know whether in the video presentation we are doing to him, but we will be seeing it. His, I would say, guidance and spirit is behind NTTF. 52 years, he continued to contribute for the growth of NTTF, the youngsters and youth of this country. So, the all-round, that's what we are talking about here. The all-round growth, what is needed for the youngsters. We have got many activities. QC is one of them. Just like a starter. We are all the starters and nurturing people over the years, 25 years. And today when we are having the good vision of alumni to do it here, and Christopher's suggestion accepted by it, I salute all the alumni of Pune Center having volunteered, more to Mr. George and veterans available here, Samir and the team. Very good. Added to that, we have got many more. We have exhibited here an Olympia for the brain. And there are 3 models here. This is another competition which we are doing for staff and students put together. And we are having similar way zonal competitions and national level competition at NTTF. The best team, 3 of them are invited here to demonstrate to you. Just see from scratches how you can have ideas to have something coming out very creatively. And this is done by the students and staff put together. This is another, like that many activities are there. Maybe my thanks to the alumni, more so to, I would say specifically mention Mr. George, Suchitra, I am not seeing him here, Mr. Samir, many other people present here, and if you talk about Mr. Salatin, and the rest of here, I wouldn't get all the names here. So thank you very much, nothing more to add. Our salute to you youngsters, our salute to the alumni, and help us to go strong and do NTTF training differently. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. That was very inspiring for us to take the next big step. So, amongst us, we have very distinguished guests amongst us. So a short insight into their profile. Mr. Sunil Krishnan, sorry, guest of honor. He is the Director of Operations of Stanley Black & Decker, a strategic leader with 19 years of experience in operations, global procurement, organizational leadership, change management, and also successful turnarounds and cost optimization. We welcome you, sir, and we request you to share a few thoughts here amongst us.
NTTF clap, go.
Good morning. Just starting on a lighter note for the participants. If you even have 50 to 60% of the speech motivation which George gave, the enthusiasm he gave, I think for sure you're not going to competition. So, good morning, dignitaries, NTTF, alumni, ladies and gentlemen. For me, it looks like I'm rolling back 20 years. I'm also a good maker from a similar institute like NTTF. And since then, since the last 20 years, we hear about NTTF so much. As a fresh graduate coming out of the school from a similar institute, we felt like, oh, this fellow is from NTTF, so he will be definitely better than us. So NTTF has always maintained its standard right from the time I know. 60 years in the institution field, more than 30 centers, and the number of students which NTTF has released into the market, and the kind of activities which they are doing to help the industry grow, it's phenomenally significant. And I would like to thank NTTF management for the recommendable work they are doing, and I hope to see that they do further in the similar fashion. Coming to a few points on the quality, the industry, and the other aspects. Quality Convention Center is a fantastic idea. NTTF is celebrating the 25th year of Quality as a Convention Center, which actually is a recommendable job because it brings in the quality concept in the mind of the graduates before they enter into the real world, which actually is a blessing in disguise. Most of the people, toolmakers whom I know thousands of toolmakers because I'm from the field. Their aspect is, oh, we don't have an engineering degree, what will happen to us? We don't have a big degree backing to us, what will happen? But trust me guys, the kind of support, the kind of knowledge, the kind of hands-on experience you get while doing the college, you have no doubts that you can excel in the outdoor. And you are better prepared for what to face in the world. So, good luck to all of you. Coming to the quality consciousness, today's industry is a very demanding industry. And the market is not easy. It throws challenges on you every day out. According to me, there are 4 pillars on any industry runs, any manufacturing industry runs. Cost, quality, delivery, and safety. These are the 4 parameters which have to be embedded in your blood when you are running in a manufacturing sector. When you talk about these 4, there are 2 pillars like cost and delivery. These are totally not in your control. There are a lot of macroeconomic factors like currency, commodity fluctuations, shipping delay, customs. These affects a lot in terms of delivery and cost. We can control it, but we cannot control it 100%. But there are 2 other aspects, quality and safety. This is totally under your control. And we should do whatever it takes to make sure that the products we deliver into the market are of the right quality. And that mindset, getting into the youngsters from the day they are into the college, is a significant development in the people which we get to work with us. So, and again, just because quality convention is talking a few more words, quality is just not what we do inside the factory. And if we just do that, it's not enough. We do everything. We do TPM, we do PPM, we calculate PPMs, we do Six Sigma. Once you achieve Six Sigma level, it's not over. Tomorrow, the work has to be continuous. So it is a continual process. You have to churn in, day out, to make sure that you deliver products out to the market on time, on quality. So make sure that when you are talking quality, just do not focus on the part, measurement. Measurement is not quality. Measurement is the back end of quality. When you talk front end, quality has to come through the supply chain. Where are you buying the material? What are the problems which the material vendor is facing? Is he providing you the right thing? So the quality has to run through the supply chain network, and it ends when you supply the material out of your dock. So I would rather prefer all of you to have a very holistic mindset when you're talking about quality and when you're bringing new concepts and new ideas into the market. Adding on just a few other points, today's market is very demanding. The industry is very fast changing. Whatever skill set you had yesterday might not be relevant today, or whatever skill sets you have today might not be relevant tomorrow. That is a transformation the industry is taking. Mr. Venugopal spoke about IoT, we have 3D printing, we have automation. There's a lot of new technological advancements which has been routed on us, and I've also been asked to implement all these things in the market. But the point here is, do we have time? No. There is a lot of technology available, but do we have people who know the technology? Can we implement the technology today? It's difficult because we do not have enough people in the market to understand the technology and implement it. So I was very pleased and happy to hear Mr. Venugopal say they're already thinking about adding these things in the syllabus, which I would say is a good step forward. And thank you very much to be forward thinking so that the graduates who come out of NTTF tomorrow can help us survive in the industry and implement new structures and policies. So friends, just to conclude my topic, the industry is changing, we have to change. The tooling aspect, I'll just touch upon it quickly on tooling aspects. Mr. George talked about tooling, competing China, Korea, Japan. I would be the most happiest guy if we do it. But let's accept the fact we are a little far away. But it's not that we can't go there. Now what we have to think as an entity was a beautiful alumni, the institute is strong. We just need to focus on what are the 2 or 3 things which we need to do to bridge the gap between the Indian tooling standard maturity to what we have in China, Taiwan, etc. So, a lot of things to be done in terms of tooling, but from where I started my sourcing career in GE 20 years back, and if I sit and see it now, the Indian tooling industry has come a long, long way. I can see many tool rooms which makes 200 tools, 300 tools a month, which you never used to find a few years back. But it's progressive, it's fast progressive, but still there is a long gap to cover. And I think with so many tool makers coming out, with strong alumni, with so much of knowledge and tooling available in the market, this should be possible in a few years to come. So, thank you very much. And again, thank NTTF for the commendable job which they are doing in the market. You bring us good resources, and those resources are the ones who will cater to the industry needs in the coming future. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your trust on NTTF quality and also your trust on the quality requirements. So, next we call upon Sri Ravi Chidambar. Mr. Ravi Chidambar, an Chief Executive Officer of Tata Limited, has over 22 years of experience. He has extensive experience in the area of design, development and manufacturing of automotive heat exchangers and has been responsible for introducing several new technologies in the industry. Mr. Chidambar joined TACO Group in 1997 and started his career in TACO with the Tata Toyo radiators. Before joining the Tata Autocom, Mr. Chidambar served with Thermax, where he was associated with heat exchanger business. He holds a BE from Pune University and a MTech from IIT Mumbai. We welcome you, sir. We request you to share a few thoughts.
Media clap, go!
Yeah. Good morning to all of you. Good morning to the dignitaries here from NTTF, the judges, students from NTTF, and all my colleagues here who are present. At first, I thought when I was told that I would be coming here to attend this convention, it was a little bit very different feeling which I got, because I thought I'm not a part of all this, and I don't have any thing to do with manufacturing as a background, nor do I have anything to really offer to all the experts who are here, who have been in this field for several years. Then I thought, let me look back, and then I was looking back as a business leader. I've been heading Tata for the last 11 years now. How much amount of real manufacturing do we really get done within the country? How much amount of tooling do we really get it done from the local sources? What has been our dependence, and how have we really encouraged the local talent to really come up? And now, when I see this, at 25 years you've been into the quality circle, it's a Japanese concept. And to imagine that 25 years ago you thought about this, you started this, and you have nurtured it, means you have created a real good quality mindset in the students. And the results which come out after the students come into the industry, it's not a surprise that you will be doing great work, you will be of service to the Indian industry. And as I see it, the institute is giving ready cooked people. Most of the institutes in India we see, if we employ, and there are lots of statistics, only 20% of the graduates are employable, 80% of the graduates still need to be coached by the industry. So in this kind of a scenario, what NTTF is doing is really commendable. The people coming out have gone through what the industry practices. Most of the industry do not still practice the quality circle. The quality circle may be only one of the areas, but obviously in several other areas we will be making them industry worthy, industry fit. And so the ready material which is coming out of these institutes should be obviously the greatest backbone for the Make in India initiative which the government is talking about. As Tata Toyo Radiator, we have a Japanese joint venture. The Japanese joint venture obviously brings in Japanese concepts. We do have our own quality circles within the organization, and we nurture them to create this kind of a quality mindset. In all this area of where you have so much amount of automation, so much amount of machines, the human aspect is the one which sometimes gets ignored, and this quality circle is the one which I think strongly brings about the human approach to the whole thing. It puts the person ahead of the machines, it puts the person ahead of whatever is the automation, and brings about a participation, brings about an involvement, brings about creativity, it creates a right attitude in the people. So this particular convention, I'm really honored that you've decided that I should be here, and I never imagined that I'd be so lucky to be here at your 25th convention. So I also see a great involvement of the alumni. I also see a great involvement of the alumni into the institutes, which I don't find in many other places, and this is really something which is very unique. So whilst I'm here, I just want to tell Mr. The director here that I commit on behalf of Tata Telecom and Toyo Radiator, we will have a better engagement than what we have had. And I don't want to get into specifics of how the engagement will be, but I certainly assure you, sir, that this occasion has prompted me to say that we will work together in the near future. And just to add a few things to Mr. George, a few years ago, we too were enamored by the Chinese and the Korean dyes. The quality I'm not very sure, but the cost was a driving factor, and the delivery time was a driving factor. We could get to market much quicker, but when we measure the overall time, the time required for bringing the product out, when we go abroad or when we go to locations outside of India, our experience in Tata Toyo Radiator, even though we have a Japanese parentage, has been that it's not so great. The local talent and the people in and around Pune and within the country to us have delivered a far greater value, and we in fact have now stopped going abroad in toto for any one of our dies, unless there is a customer who says you must buy from so and so. It's a direct source kind of thing. So I am very hopeful and I am very optimistic that whatever your intent is to have the things done locally will bear fruit. I also believe strongly that many of the dyes are a co-created activity between a person who uses it and the person who makes it. So it is not just a build-to-print kind of drawing handed over to somebody and say, make a dye and give it to me and I start using it. That doesn't happen so easily. The user has got to be involved in the making of this dye. And the user can't keep going abroad every second day to make sure how the dye is being made or how the part is coming out or how the first part is coming out. There are many unsaid things within a drawing because I've been making drawings and I would like to keep many things unsaid in that, I know that. So the challenge actually is to work together with the designer. And if the designers are not here, obviously the dyes will not get made here. So the first step is to have the designers here, and then obviously the parts get made to the designer's intent. So to that extent, there's a lot of things which we can do here, and we have been doing here successfully, and there's no dearth of expertise. Although I agree with Krish when he says that the availability or the quantity with which the resources must be available is still not adequate. So maybe NTTF themselves need to see whether the number of campuses they have is still should be doubled or tripled for a period of time, so that that keeps pace with the rate at which the industry must grow. If the country is to grow at 8 or 9%, how many more such institutes are required? How many more can be done by you is what I would request you to look at. And apart from the fact, which is raised by Krish, when he rightly said, the syllabus needs to be relevant, the syllabus needs to be contemporary, it should be usable, and plus it should be changing constantly to meet the needs of the industry. So quantity is also an issue. So today I do not know what percentage of the needs of India is really met by institutes like NTTF. But my very rough gut feeling is the percentage is not very high. And hence we are forced to look at options which are coming from outside. So how quickly we replicate, how quickly you can multiply yourself also needs to be looked at. Not easily done, considering that we need to maintain quality, but nevertheless it's important. So as far as the young boys here, boys and girls, I'm happy to see some girls here reduced. We have a very severe gender disparity in our industry of manufacturing. The way to look at it is the challenges are all very obvious. The challenges are one of time to market is very small. Cost is never going to go away as a challenge. Each day it is going to come. Okay. Quality is never going to go away. It's a hygiene factor. Okay. The main thing I think is important is agility. The agility with which you approach a particular issue, the speed with which you come out with solutions, and the speed with which you implement is what's going to make you different from others. The training, basic training of making a tool, die, everything will obviously be imparted by every institution. But after you come out of the institution, you need to really see how quickly you adapt, how quickly you change, how quickly you evolve. And that's going to make a big difference to you as you come out of this. I'm really glad to see that your enthusiasm in coming to this level. Obviously, I heard there were several zonal rounds and there were a lot of competition. So you already endured some competition. You worked hard and you've beaten some of the teams there. So beating amongst you, there will obviously be a competition today. And as George intends that you will be a global winner. That's not going to be a surprise. You will definitely go and do well. And I wish you all the best. And I thank everybody here for having invited me to this function. Thank you very much.